lost a tough playoff series. You know, everybody on the team was pretty down going into summer, and in our exit meeting, you know, he brought up 3 world tragedies that had happened in the previous few days. And
we got into the leg side. You're going to be 4 more. Finds the gap perfectly. And continues on this.
One of the tragedies was, like, you know, an extreme weather event causing landslides. Hundreds of people died in that tragedy. And then the last thing was a team in Texas lost a basketball series, and it's like, oh, you know, this isn't life or death. There's more important things out there.
You're talking about perspective there, aren't you? Is it hard when you're in the profession? It really is a bubble. It's a whole industry, particularly here in North America. You think of the kind of 365 nature of all of the major sports here, and I'm just wondering, is it hard sometimes within that bubble to kind of find that perspective and see real life?
For sure, and that's where good leadership like Coach Popovich is important. It's consuming. You're under a microscope. There's a tremendous amount of pressure. You're getting it from all angles, the fans, the media, the coaching staff. Your livelihood's at stake, plus the winning and losing. It can consume you unless you keep that perspective and understand at the end of the day, you're still just playing a sport.
And would you say the coaches, like you look at Monty Desai's kind of methodology to his coaching, he's someone actually was talking to last night in the team hotel, and he actually wants to come and have a chat to you because he's always fascinated at other professional sports and how they approach things. But it's a big job for the coaching staff, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's a great quality, in my opinion, for any coach to have.
Indeed. Andrew Leonard here, alongside Matt Bonner. It's the Taklu die and the Lambu die. Matt, I showed you that post that we didn't just have on your Instagram, my Instagram, but also up on Facebook. Can you believe the comments and the love from Nepal?
I'm honored by the reception from that post. Just being embraced by so many Nepalese cricket fans, it means a lot to me. I've never been to that part of the world. And I'm hoping someday, if I get to see it, you constantly talk about how awesome the people are, how friendly everyone is, how beautiful it is.
Would you like to come one day?
I would love to come. I'm a curious person. I want to see and experience as much as I can this short time I'm on this planet.
Can I promise you something?
Yes.
So, firstly, it is one of the most special places in the world, bar none. It really is. And it's not just a lot of tourists who go there, they will only go to Everest Base Camp or Annapurna Base Camp or go on the treks or the hikes. It's much more than that. It's the cities, it's the culture, it's the people, it's the kindness, it's the food, it's the music, and it's everything about their culture. But I think something that you'd be staggered by, because if you actually look at the statistics, the world statistics, they are one of the shortest races in the world. So if you go there, like I stand out quite a bit, and I'm only just over 6 foot. So you, what are you, 6'9", 6'10"?
6'9", yes.
You would really stand out.
So what you're saying is I could dominate if I found a basketball court and get some pickup games going.
Oh, I think there's no doubt about that. But I would just love to see you walk through the streets of Tamil or some of the old historic areas of Lalipur or Bhaktapur, and it would be like two men amongst one.
Yeah, I'm guessing there's probably not a lot of redheads there too, right?
There's not. There really isn't.
Oh yeah. I get a lot of stares, I'm sure.
There's not too many bald people either, so
that's the nickname.
Exactly, they've got it more. But yeah, some of the comments. I don't know if you've had a chance at home to go, and have a look at that. But yeah, certainly a lot of love, and I think one of the biggest things I've been struck by all my visits there, they are a very proud nation, more than 30 million people, and it's not just those 30-odd million in Nepal. There's probably a diaspora of Nepalese origin, particularly in North America, Canada, USA, then Europe and Australia, of probably 5 to 10 million, maybe even more than that. As again, good use of the feet. Can't be long on, and they just chipped in the air. Will get us to the end of the night. The boundaries just drying up out of the power play as they sometimes do, but this is a fantastic platform that Nepal has. Herstacker comes with a change of ends, and he's heaved away. Now there's a man out at deep mid-wicket, and he takes the catch. Anil Shah was trying to keep going. but he's ultimately found the man, and that's going to get us involvement. There's the occasional exception. But this goes back to the thing I was telling you the other day. The captain is almost alongside the head coach. He's almost like they're kind of almost joint head coaches, not quite to that extreme, but the captain role in cricket, it's quite simply massive. And for a man so young, remember he was the youngest captain in T20 World Cup history, leading Nepal down in the USA and the Caribbean. He kind of seems to take everything in his stride.
Yeah, and it's important. You mentioned how important it is having a captain that has a pulse on the game, understanding what adjustments to make, especially in a series. You know, in an NBA playoff series, the coach that can make the proper adjustments from one game to the next, it can be the difference between advancing or getting eliminated. I'm sure it's no different in a situation like this where you're playing the same team more than once.
And you've got to make those big calls. They've made big calls today, 2 changes, and they've been good changes thus far. Get us to the end of the 10-over marker. Manali Patel will come in and join Matt Potter in a few moments.
Runs flowing quite readily for Nepal, and Canada, despite the breakthrough, they've got a lot more work to do here. How's it going, Matt?
It's going great.
Back from basketball yesterday into cricket again?
Yeah, and I'm excited. This is a huge match right here. I mean, everyone's huge at this point with everybody tied with 1 win and 1 loss. It's anybody's series. I thought these were the 2 sharpest teams thus far, but Oman surprising everyone yesterday with that win over Canada.
It was a big win, wasn't it? They dominated every facet of the game between bat, ball, and fielding.
They sure did.
It's also exposed some weaknesses for Canada, hasn't it? Especially in that batting lineup. And today, Nepal are exposing some of those bowling issues. The openers quite ineffective today.
Yeah, I mean, Canada seems to have settled in a bit and righted the ship, but you wonder if there's too much damage early to overcome.
Well, 76 runs on the board. We've just passed the halfway mark. I think, and that's going to be a soft dismissal. The second wicket for Nepal falls, and it's Asif Sheikh, leading edge, and a very good catch by Saad Zafar, diving to his left. The softest of dismissals to pick up the...
In a different situation today, I believe Nepal batted second.